striker that has been linked. It's a Frenchman. It's not Ekatike. We've got the final closing section of the podcast to speak about him. But Jean-Claude Mateta has been linked with Liverpool. Is he the right fit? So in terms of Jean-Philippe Mateta has been linked, Lou, this week. What are your thoughts on this rumour in general, really, from your point of view?
See, I did a live yesterday on my channel, and I was very I swayed myself, in all honesty. I'm easily swayed, man. Like, just call me the media, I suppose. But I think signing Jean-Philippe Mateta works if it's in the right context. And what I mean by that is, you don't sign a Jean-Philippe Mateta to be your starter week in, week out. You sign Mateta as a capable backup to whoever your main attacker is, because you go through the annals of Liverpool's Premier League history. You look at Emile Heskey, Peter Crouch, Luis Garcia, Divock Origi, these players who have been able to offer something completely different to whatever the main focal attacker is offering. You need a Mateta who is very much someone who you need to throw the kitchen sink at the opposition's defence. You get Mateta on. He's terrific in the air. He's a physical powerhouse who will shoot from any angle. We saw that goal against Arsenal a few months ago. He's someone who can add a different dimension to Liverpool's play, and that's why Jota endeared himself so well amongst the fan base, because you bring him on, he'd cause problems in the air, and he would get you a late goal like he did against Fulham, like he did against Forest. You need those players who play a different style, because when that style's not working, you need to throw the kitchen sink at other teams. And Mateta, while he's poor on the ball, while he's not a good dribbler, while he is just pretty much a lumbersome powerhouse, I'm all for having that type of player in this squad, because you need that diversity up top. If you can't find space in behind, you need that lanky bastard you can stick in that team and expect them to get on the end of balls crossed into him. So I'm all for, and for what, £30 million? Mate, FA Cup winning, 30 goals across the last 2 seasons. It's a bargain for me, and I'm all for it, to be honest.
And as you said, loves a goal against Arsenal as well. That's always
does,
good, yeah. When you're playing Arsenal, especially just looking at the fan base, especially over just the last week as well. But I forgot to mention, obviously you've been making some mates with Newcastle fans, haven't you? I forgot to, but we'll mention that in the end section anyway. Not just you, but me. Even the show today, there's a lot of very happy Geordies, to say the least, anyway. But unlucky lads, anyway. So, so in terms of the next question, with regards to Mateta, Lou, could Arne Slot improve a player like Mateta, given his track record that you did allude to? I think that's one of the best skill sets about Arne Slot as a manager, as we've already seen since his time in England. Do you think you can get the best out of him, or like adapt into the Liverpool system for you?
No, and I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily. Not every player who comes in has to fire on all cylinders and perfectly fit the mould of what Arne Slot wants. Because if that was the case, there'd be no risk in your signings. I know what I'm trying to say here, and I sound like I'm coming off really bad, but I don't think he can improve him, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, because he's someone who you don't need to come in and improve to fit your system and play as a week in, week out. Like I said, he's just someone you can bring on for a different viable option. That's why Divock Origi was so successful for us from the late 2010s into the early, like when he left, because he offered you something different to Firmino and Mane and Salah. He was a physical presence in the box, and I don't think Slot needs to improve Mateta, because his skill set is already terrific. He's someone who you don't need to give him a lot of touches of the ball. You don't need him to be the most mobile. You just need him to be in the right position. And if you look at his goals from last season, at least 4 of them are tap-ins from Eze doing all the hard work. He just knows how to position himself. He can score from distance. He's capable in the air. You need that type of player, and I don't think Slot needs to improve him to the standard of, what we saw with Salah last season, or Diaz, or a Gakpo, or a Jota. He doesn't have to be this come-deep ball, progressive playing central attacker. We just need him to go up top and cause problems. And not every backup needs to be like a Julian Alvarez level. sometimes I'm fine with the Peter Crouch on the bench. I'm fine with the Emil Heskey, that person who you can lump the kitchen sink at and just get them to get a result. I don't think Slot will improve him, but I don't necessarily think he needs to, in all honesty.
Spot on, bud. So there we go. And the final one. Oh, there's 2 more questions. Do apologise there, mate. If Isaac, hypothetically, this is as well, Leo, in chat, before everyone in chat jumps at me. Hypothetically, if Isaac and Hugo Ekitike are off the table, who do you see as the perfect striker for Liverpool this summer?
Oh, well, I mean, I've said Julian Alvarez now for weeks and weeks. I would love Julian Alvarez.
Anyone that you'd add to the list as well alongside him, or for you?
It's really, I mean, not particularly. There's no one who I can really sort of pinpoint and think you'd be amazing for us up top. It's just, I think the strikers market's so slim. Like Gyökeres, I wouldn't want. Osimhen, as much as I think he's a talented player, the wages are going to be astronomically high. No, it's got to be Alvarez, Ekitike, or Isak, to be honest. They're the only ones that I can really look at and think you'd perfectly fit our system. So I know people were linking us to like Nkunku, and I know Nicholas Jackson and stuff was getting linked. No, it's not for me. I think Alvarez is probably the main one I'd want, even though I'm pretty sure he's going to spend the rest of his life at Atletico Madrid based on what we've heard. But yeah, he'd be my number 1 choice, if anything.
There we go. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting choice, as we know, chat. In regards to that, he's a top player. Mateta, as Lou's alluded to, could he come in? And I think he's spot on in his analysis. As you look at Peter Crouch, as Lou alluded to, Divock Origi, you need those. As you said there, Lou, it's impossible for any football club in European football to have like 6 elite level strikers. You need people that will not be happy and content but being on the bench, but being respectful about it and knowing more or less the hierarchy within the side, but having that hunger and the desire, most importantly, the personality as well, to not be an absolute nuisance on the bench, going to the media and all that, really, from you, innit?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so there we go, chat. That was Jean-Claude Mateta, Philippe Mateta, apologies, chat. So could he come to Liverpool anyway? Possibly, you never know. A lot could develop in the next couple of weeks as well. Just the ever-changing merry-go-round of transfers with Liverpool as well. But Jav going Ajax, Rodrigo and Isaac for Liverpool, that would be ideal. Me and Lou will be doing a transfer show tomorrow, and there'll be a lot of talk as well, and certainly this evening as well with Lou and Grizz and the lads as well in regards to those 2 players, certainly. So Darwin, this from Lee. Obviously, going back on the other comments, Darwin will be good. Coming at the end of the transfer window, same as Diaz. I think both of them want to go, and hopefully we'll get some top class replacements.
Right, the Reds, it's Jack here, and that was a clip from one of Anfield Index's audio podcasts. If you have enjoyed the video, make sure you do like, share and subscribe to keep up to date on all things LFC. We record around 100 audio podcasts every month, with our shows featuring match-going fans, top journalists, professional analysts and even Liverpool legends along the way. With the great Dane himself, Jan Molby, joining us every single week. If you want to listen to all our podcasts for free, head over to anfieldindex.com/podcasts. Our audio shows are available wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Anfield Index. Or if you prefer to listen to all our podcasts in full and without any ads, why not head over to AI Pro today to check it out now at AnfieldIndexPro.com. If you want to get involved in the great growing community of Liverpool fans, check out the Anfield Index Discord. The link is in the description. Do get involved with that, from Reds around every corner of the globe. For now, Reds, hope you enjoyed this video.